Hey everyone, welcome back to Review Magic. My name is Sidharth Kumar, and today we'll be reviewing the movie Kaagaz. So perhaps you've seen the trailer already. This is a movie that stars Pankaj Tripathi and Monal Gajjar. The movie has been directed by none other than Satish Kaushik. I recently did a review on his movie, which was A Billion Color Story, a fabulous story that came out in 2020. Now, this is a movie that is available on Einthusan, and the poster has Pankaj Tripathi in it, and he's an NST National School of Drama graduate from New Delhi. So this was not going to be your usual commercial cinema. So that really pulled me to see the raw acting of Pankaj Tripathi and his colleagues. So I just wanted to see the trailer. It impressed me. And so the movie is all about the struggle of Bharat Lal, who is played by Pankaj Tripathi, and he has been declared dead in government records because of Lekpal, who is a person who maintains all the government records. Maybe he was bribed or whatever by relatives of Bharat Lal, and they declared him dead because they wanted to grab all the piece of the land that Bharat Lal had owned. So this is a journey about a man who literally spends the next 25 years of his life to get his name into the government records as someone who is alive. So he was declared dead, and now is his journey, his struggle to become alive. So how did that happen? Bharat Lal, he is this is a real story, by the way, and it shows us in 1977 in Azamgarh, which is a small town in Uttar Pradesh state in India, and this person, he owns a small band shop. He has a wife, a kid, and one day someone suggests to him is, why can't he go to the bank, get some loan, and expand his business, which is he and his team plays band at marriages or different festivities. So he goes to the bank and they ask for collateral, which is that's how things happen in India. You have to give a collateral to get a loan. It's unlike here in the US, where based on your credit history, you'll get the loan maybe at a higher or a low interest rate. So very different dynamics there. And he, as a means of collateral, Pankaj Tripathi or Bharat Lal, he knows he has a land somewhere, so he goes and meets his relatives, and he gets to know that there is a piece of land. When he investigates further and goes to the government office to see that, hey, this is my piece of land, his name is not on the records because of corruption, because of greed. His relatives declare him dead, and all the piece of land is gone to their family and kids. So Bharat Lal is really frustrated. He's furious. In spite of being alive in front of the Lekpal, the person who maintains the government records, he can't change it because it is a system in India which is very bureaucratic, there's a lot of red tape, and nothing happens without corruption or paying goose, things like that. So the story is definitely very realistic. I think if you look at where the movie is set, the costumes that Bharat Lal is wearing, and the old India that's being shown, I think is phenomenal. It's good work in those area. Now, Bharat Lal is trying to get in touch with the local constituency, the member of legislative assembly, or the MLAs, as they call, compared to the congressmen here in the US. And he really doesn't get any help. He's all struggling. He's bouncing from one place to the other. He's spending a lot of money to, get some records. He's sending letters to governor, chief minister, the prime minister, and all that he's getting. And after years, after 3, 4 years, he gets a letter back saying that, yes, they acknowledge it, but there's nothing really concrete solution for him to get justice and his name on the government system. So So, I mean, few things there. But before I get into what Bharat does, is that there are a couple of songs that have been shown in the movie. I think it just adds to more fluff. It's unnecessary. Satish Kaushik has now ventured into the direction space, but I don't think it's worthy, and that just makes the movie long. It is some things that are unnecessary. It's a very long movie, for the topic that Satish Kaushik should be focusing on. I mean, although it's fine, but sometimes it's slow. Sometimes you feel, come on, just get to the point now. So I think that is something that I wouldn't have wanted to see. Especially when you compare his last movie, 1 Billion Color Story, and then it's hard to see that Bharat Lal was not focusing on business. I mean, I know he has to run to the courts, he has to get legalities done in place, but he has this constant banter with his wife, and it's pretty obvious. You've got a second kid now, you've got to focus on business, but he's spending too much time there, and he's not focusing on business at all. And then he ends up, the entire village is mocking him. I think that's a crucial part where, when someone is declared dead and you are just mocking him, there is no empathy for the guy, and people are not willing to really help him. It is what it is. That's what people think. But Bharat Lal doesn't give up. I think that's his grit, his determination is pretty strong, and he ultimately, he ends up meeting an advocate played by none other than Satish Kaushik, and he, also, they show that he's going to milk him, but Satish does whatever he can as a lawyer, and ultimately, Bharat Lal starts his own party. This is an all India party for the dead people, people who are dead on the government papers, but actually are alive. He starts a party on that. So I think there is a lot of buzz that he creates because of this. He gets coverage in the Time magazine all over the world, nationally, locally, internationally. That's phenomenal. And he ends up with a rally one day where he goes to the office of the Lekpal, and he tries to get the records together. But in the last scene, you will see that Satish Kaushik comes back and says, "Hey, you've been recognized by the Prime Minister. You are alive, and everything is good." So, and then you see things become okay, and even his relatives, his cousins who had taken the money, the share of the land, give it back. So, I mean, I'm just scratching my head, and I'm trying to just understand, like, why would you not give your share in the first place? A man, it literally took 25 years to prove that this man is alive and have his record in the government. I think that just speaks of the sheer complexity of the Indian system, at least back in those days. And a lot depends on government records, the Kaagaz. That is what has been talked about. That sometimes it's not in the paper. Whatever the paper says, it cannot match to what is the reality. If a paper says it's dead, but if you see someone who's alive, he's alive. I mean, his emotions, his family, his justice, everything is in reality. Papers can be forged. So I think that's the story that has come out in the form of Satish Kaushik and Pankaj Tripathi playing in this movie. So I thought it was a good movie. It definitely, but there was a time where, as I said, that it makes you feel like, okay, come to the point. It's slow. It's there are songs that just don't add any value to this thing. But otherwise, justice has been delivered. This is a real story, so it has to come out. It's a signal to the government, to the corrupt system, to the babus in the system to expedite things. I mean, India has a lot of issues. I mean, we need to at least make sure that these things, having someone's name amended, or making sure that he's alive in the government system, is streamlined. It shouldn't take that long, not 25 years for sure. So I think it does definitely bring that message out, and I'm glad that such a movie has come. So guys, if you want to see, definitely do see it, but don't have too high expectations. But any comments, do mention it below. And if you want to subscribe to this channel, please do so. We'll be sharing more updates. Bye-bye.